Okay, so this is my first video. I'm a little scared. Bear with me. So I went to a comedy show tonight, my first ever. It was fantastic. First of all, let me say, whew, I've never been to one, and it was awesome. So let's start at the beginning. My day was awesomely crap. It was all right, not, a day, whatever. So I went to the Jay and Silent Bob Get Old comedy show tonight in Grand Rapids. First of all, the ticket said it started at 7. The doors opened at 7. I could have showed up whenever, but I'm glad I got there early. Mind you, first time. Was excited. So I get there, it's like 6:40. Wait outside. Then, the area it's in, it's a good area, it's fine, but there's another restaurant nearby called the Bob that has had a few incidences, let's say. So there were precautions regarding, knives, pepper spray, firearms. I got wanded. And they're like, wow, I look ridiculous. But there are, precautions. So, like, they had to look in my bag, and I got wanded or whatever, which is fine. I had nothing to hide, except when they said no knives, I was like, oh shit, I have my Swiss Army knife in my purse. They didn't find it, so it was no big deal. I feel like I won something there. Like, yay, look what I did, I won. But, that's fine. So I got in, went and sat down, found my seat, sitting next to this weird hipstery looking dude. Had the little notepad out, like at one point he was counting the seats or something, and got out his calculator, wrote down some numbers. Then he started sketching the play. I have no idea. Could have been a reviewer, could have been God knows what. I don't care. Hipstery douche looking. Had a beard but a bald head. I don't know if those are okay together or not. I really don't think so. But I, sat down, chatted with my friend Brad. It was fun. Super excited. So then I went and got a drink. Which they had drink specials, but the specials all had cool names related to the show. The mall, there was a mall rat, which was a 24 ounce, $18 you call it drink, which is basically any mixed drink. I think, I don't really know what a call drink is. Don't really care. I was like, can I get a Long Island for the mall rat? Can I get a mall rat Long Island, whatever? Because isn't that how that works? She's like, well, the Long Islands are this little cup that's this big. It's 12 ounces or something. I don't know. And so I was like, yeah, about that. I want a big one. Because she brings up this 24 ounce glass first. And I'm like, oh, well, yeah, that's great. I want the 24 ounce one. And she's like, I can't give you that. I'm like, is there a way I can get that? And she thought for a second. And she hit some buttons on the computer, she had no idea. She's like, I'm just gonna give it to you for $18 because the little one was $12. And I was like, okay, I'll take it. I mean, it's a 24 ounce Long Island. That was delicious, by the way. Ah, so good. I didn't even have to squeeze the lemon. It was so good. But I had my drink, and then about 8:10 the show started. Jason and Kevin came out on stage. It was super hype. Kevin Smith was in his usual hockey jersey. Jason was wearing a Dogma t-shirt. Great. Love Dogma. Dogma was a great movie. And then they got into the show, which was really cool. Like I said, I've never been to a show before. It's funny. They kept calling Grand Rapids Beer City, USA, which is funny because, it got called that, but Jason's trying to be sober. Oh, and they kept bringing it up during the show, which was funny. And then, they started in, they were talking about, Jason's kid is about to turn 2, and he's got, a French toast bar coming to her party. Who needs a French toast bar at a 2-year-old's birthday party? I get it. He was like, well, there was, no food at this other party we went to, and all the kids got cranky, so French toast bar. Okay. Then he's got, a balloon guy, and a bubble guy, and so many different things. I'm like, it's a 2-year-old's party. If you brought out shaving cream and food coloring, I think they would be cool. At one point, Kevin was like, bubbles, what the there, have a bubble, this, what's so fancy about bubbles? There you go, have a bubble. You just hire me. I'm down the street. Just pay me what you were going to pay him. I'll come with bubbles. There you go, there's a bubble. Like, God, it was so great. They, talked about their lives. They talked about their family, his daughter. They talked about college a little bit. They talked a lot about, not a lot, but they talked about, Kevin went to visit his mom. They did a podcast, which is coming out next Friday, regarding his father. And he had, he didn't want to give away the secrets, but his, big thing about his dad. And then they talked about Jason's sobriety, as of the show, 6 months, 8 years, and 25 days, or 6 years, 8 months, 25 days. Sorry, getting that backwards. But that's really cool. I mean, from a guy who, at one point, Kevin talked about how he got a call from People magazine saying, how do you feel about Jason Mewes' death? And he was like, what? He's dead? Like, he hung up. He was like, there's no comment for that. He's my friend. And I guess he'd been missing for like 3 weeks and was presumed dead because he was probably on some drug bender. And he gets another call and he answers it thinking it's, Scott Mosier or somebody. And is Jason going, I think I'm dead. Thankfully, he wasn't dead. However, it's moments like that where you go, well, maybe you should stop doing drugs. And, been sober for almost 7 years now, happily married to Jordan, the person who runs their company, has a little girl named Logan. Like, I'm so happy for him. And I'm happy for Kevin, who also has a great life and a daughter. And they talked about his marriage at Skywalker Ranch when they were, she was 8 months pregnant with Harley, and they were doing the audio editing for Dogma, which is great. Like, and it was just like, well, this is so beautiful. Like, his wife's an atheist or something, and she's like, this is God's country. It's so pretty. Like, not into God, but this is God country. And they were like, we should get married here. And then they do. And it was beautiful. He's at one point he was talking, I'm going to explain why I'm talking about the wedding in a second. One point he was looking at his wife, and the Dutch Catholic monk, I think that's what it was, who married them, said, look at the person standing across from you. That's the person you've always dreamed about being with. And it sort of sunk home with him that, he loved his wife, and that's who he wanted to spend his life with. And I thought that was really sweet. They played Let Us Fuck, which is how they started talking about weddings. Fun story. When they decided to play Let Us Fuck, which, as you know, is the game where they come up with weird titles for sex positions and they reenact them. Jason picks this guy in the front who looks strikingly like Kevin Smith. He's wearing a Kevin Smith jersey, which is the orange and blue, and it says Smith on the back. He's got a beard and a backwards hat, and like, he came in character, I think. But he had a sign that said, will you marry us? And him and his wife had been married for 3 years, and Kevin Smith on stage renewed their vows. Like, do you take so-and-so? And there was kissing. It was so pretty. Like, I was in awe of the beautifulness of it. I know it's a comedy show and it's funny. And 5 minutes later, they were pretending to fuck each other. And, well, the woman was fucking her husband in the butt, and Jason was in front, like, getting head and then coming in his eyes. Like, it was the great state of I've got cum in my eye. Awkward. And then there was another one, something about eating booty in Reed City or something. And then or Reed's Lake. I don't remember that one. But the last one was getting shitty in Beer City. And it was about, like, they were, drinking, and then she pooped on them. And it was a really fun moment where, like, Kevin Smith was talking to the girl while the other two people were off preparing their sex act. And she was like, like, she was a woman doing data. She's a data analyst, the STEM field, basically. And she was like, go STEM. And he was like, she like made some sort of hand gesture, whatever. And he was like, wait, is this some secret gang initiation? What is going on here? He had no idea. And I thought it was hysterical. And she had to explain it. And then after the fact, like after they do their cute little sex act, which is her pooping on Jason Mewes. Oh, rough, man. He goes, yeah, back there she told me that she saw her second grader's teacher here. Not only was her husband in the audience, but her child's second grade teacher was in the audience too. Like, you just pooped all over Jason Mewes in front of people you know. Like, I totally wanted to get picked, but I didn't figure it happened. But it was so funny. It was like, I was laughing so hard. I squeaked at some point. I felt it. I heard it. I was trying to cover because I didn't want to ruin the show for people. But I was laughing so hard at Jason talked about how he got lint around the head of his, dick when he was younger, and his grandma told him to peel it back and clean around the helmet. But we found out later she didn't say helmet, but sentiment's still there. Still funny. Kevin Smith doesn't like massages that he has to take his clothes off for, which is also funny. He got a massage here in town, kept his clothes on, fell asleep during it though. And Jason made the comment, what if you had woken up and your clothes were off and you were all oily? Like, how did I get here? God, it was so funny. The venue was great. Like, I've never been there before, but is pretty, little art deco-y. It's got a mezzanine with seats up top, and the bathrooms are upstairs. But like the main floor is all folding chairs and concrete floor. That way it's very open, very, they can do whatever they need to. The seats were pretty nifty though. They have Velcro on them so they can Velcro on the labels. That way they don't have to put them all out in a specific location. They could all have these random chairs with Velcro, put them out, Velcro the ends on, and Velcro the numbers for the seats on. I stole the number for my seat. Shh. It's mine now. But it was great. My mom texted me as it was ending, hey, when do you want me to come pick it up? I'm like, leave now. I went to the bathroom, whatever. It was so great. Like, and fun story, like, Grand Rapids actually has some roots in their mythos. I say mythos because he used it. Shannon Elizabeth and Jason Biggs were both in American Pie. American Pie was actually written by a guy who lived here in Grand Rapids. I think it was actually East Grand Rapids. And he wrote this, and it was going to be called East Grand Rapids something or other, or East Town something. But the producers were like, make an American Pie so it can be anywhere. But because that movie was so big, Shannon Elizabeth and Jason Biggs, who were in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, were famous enough to be in that movie and help their movie, become what it is. And Kevin was like, and obviously I had an amazing time writing jokes about the pie fucker. And they're making a Jay and Silent Bob 2. Super exciting. He's also written parts for Jason Biggs and Shannon Elizabeth to come back. So he hasn't spoken to him yet, but he's like, I've written them parts, which is great. I don't know. It's just so awesome. I don't know what else I can say other than I would love to do something like that again. I would love to go to any other thing like that at Monroe Live, 20 Monroe Live or whatever it's called. Like I said, first comedy experience. I had great seats. The lighting was great. It wasn't hot. It wasn't cold. The booze was delicious. Mother booze. Oh my God, it's so good. But it was a really, really great show, and I'm so happy I went. I don't think I'll ever have good times again, but like that first show, I don't know, there's something magical about it, and I'm kind of emotional about it because I'm in such a good place in my life right now that going and doing something like this was wonderful for me. It was wonderful to get out. It was wonderful to have fun. It was what I needed, a night for myself, a night to have fun and laugh, and I laughed so hard. And then I came home, my kids were sleeping, I gave them kisses, and I was just so happy, and I'm so happy I did it. I wouldn't change it. I mean, there are a few changes. I'd bring somebody with me next time, but it was great. If you ever have a chance to see Jay and Silent Bob, I would recommend it. I can't wait to hear the podcast from the show. It's going to be hilarious, and I'm gonna keep it. Like, I'm gonna download it and I'm gonna listen to it repeatedly because I'll be like, I was there. I remember what they did. I remember the movements they made. Oh my gosh. God, I'm so white. But I'm excited. I'm excited that I did it. I'm excited for the show. If I could do it again, I would. But yeah, it was great. And I don't know. I can't stop smiling about it. I hope you enjoyed my review of it. First ever review. So bear with me. But yeah, my name's Lisa. This is my review of Jay and Silent Bob Get Old. Which, by the way, they don't look that old. Jason looks a little old, but he also looks a little like a girl because of his hair. Sorry. But that's okay. That's him. Whatever. But Kevin looks good. I mean, they both look really good for, how long they've been in the business and how many drug problems he's had. But so good. Yeah, so let me wrap this up by saying I was excited. This is a very long review of me just being excited. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.